I have a question for you, and I would love your honest answer. Are you a control freak? Okay, maybe not a full freak, but are you a person who is usually in control of situations or in charge of leading others? As an educator, a creator, a leader, or a problem solver, we usually are in the position of making the decisions, calling the shots, or providing the plan, not only for ourselves, but for other people. So, for folks like us, it can be extremely stressful whenever we feel like we are not holding the reins and like we don't know what's going on. And if you feel this way right now in your life, then stick around because in this video series, I am going to be sharing some straightforward information and practical applications for reducing anxiety around that feeling of loss of control. In this specific video, I will be discussing 4 self-care strategies for working with ourselves so that we can continue to do our best for the communities we serve with less stress. Greetings and welcome. I am Nicolette, your self-care and self-development coach, and I truly appreciate you investing your time with me in the pursuit of training a healthier you. If this is your first time visiting my channel and you are interested in receiving my videos on self-care so that you can be, do, and serve better, then be sure to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that you receive the next video. So, in part 1 of this series, I defined anxiety as a state of apprehension, uncertainty, or fear from the anticipation of a real or imagined event or situation. I did that so that we would all be on the same page with our understanding of what anxiety is. However, I am sure that we would all agree that even if we couldn't define it, we have all experienced anxiety from time to time. And in recent months, we have all been swimming in uncharted waters. We have no idea what's going on in some regards because we've never done anything like any of this before. For most people, it has certainly sent our feelings of uncertainty off the charts. And this causes us to react in negative psychological and physical ways. For some, this can mean more frequent headaches, chronic fatigue, yet ironically, the loss of restful and rejuvenating sleep. For others, it could mean excessive worrying, catastrophizing, which is just feeling that the worst possible outcome is what will happen in a situation, or simply feeling a loss of control over areas of our lives where we may have felt a greater sense of control in the past. For example, many educators who have only taught in a traditional face-to-face setting for years are definitely experiencing a loss of control over the way that they teach, learn, and interact with their students. Many are also concerned about the direction of the school year because we have no idea what may happen from day to day. For creators and educators, there's also a change because people are doing business, they are consuming information in different ways. And that has caused us to also have to shift or pivot things that may have been going well into a new and untried model and ways of doing things. So, as I said, this unpredictability causes anxiety. But the fact is, despite what we are facing, we still all have to do what we are called to do. And in order to function at an optimal level that allows us to serve others effectively, we have to find healthy ways to mitigate the anxiety that we experience, as well as the effects that it has on our minds and bodies. So I'm going to share an idea with 4 points to implement. Because it would be difficult to address everyone's unique situation, I am going to use an analogy that we all should be able to relate to and that we all can apply to our unique situations. So I want you to think about what we are experiencing right now in our world as a road trip, okay? So as we are on this road trip together, I'm going to give you the 4 steps that we can use to reduce our anxiety as we are on this trip together. So the first step that we need to take is actually a mindset adjustment. We need to adopt an attitude of gratitude. If you have listened to any of my videos on gratitude, you know that there is a science behind an attitude of gratitude. So for now, I'm just going to keep it simple and say that that is what we need to have in mind, an attitude of gratitude on this mind trip. Why? Because it sets the stage for what we will experience as we go through it. So we know, in keeping with the analogy and sort of going back and forth, right now is not the best time to fly, right? However, there are many other ways that we can get where we're going, and we should be thankful and appreciative of those other ways. So that's what we're going to be grateful for. We're going to be grateful for the fact that we can still do what we're doing, even though we're doing it in different ways. We're doing it in some ways that perhaps we don't necessarily like, but we are still grateful and appreciative for the fact that we can still do what we need to do. So step two is to plan and prepare for everything that we can plan and prepare for. So as we know, the best laid plans can go wrong. But it's better when we plan and we are prepared. We want to do as much as we can to control the things that we can, because there always will be things that are beyond our control. But we want to control what we can. And by that control, I simply mean preparing for what we can prepare for to reduce anxiety in all of the ways that we know it can occur for us. For example, it can be as simple as setting up your clothing for the week. So I'll give you one strategy that I use. So on Sunday evening, that is exactly what I do. I know that during the morning, I have a routine that I go through. I cannot afford to be standing in front of my closet, wasting time trying to put together what it is that I want to wear each morning as I'm getting ready to go to work, because I have my morning routine that I need to get underway. So in order to eliminate the stress that it would cause to say, oh, I'm going to put on this and I'm going to put on this. And when I try this on, this doesn't really feel good for today. This needs to be ironed. This doesn't match whatever it is that's happening today at work. I have meetings and maybe I don't want to wear this and all of that. No, who has time for that? And why would I want to stress myself out with that in the morning? So on Sunday evening, I just pull out, what are my 5 outfits that I'm going to wear for the week? That is planning. That is control. I can control what I'm going to wear for the week. At one point in my life, I actually stuck to whatever I said I'm going to wear on Monday. I'm going to wear this on Tuesday. I'm going to wear this on Wednesday. Now I'm a little bit looser. I can take out the 5 outfits, and then just based on how I feel in the morning, if I decided I was going to wear something on Thursday, I can still choose it for Monday. But I'm still less stressed in planning for what I'm going to wear. So it can be as simple as that. The same can be applied for planning out your meals. On a Sunday evening, I plan and prepare everything that I'm going to eat for breakfast, lunch, and a snack all week, because I don't need that stress during the week. That's just one more thing for me to think about during the week, where other things are going to come up that I could not possibly plan for, because that's life and that's what happens on this trip. So we want to plan and prepare for as much as we can. Step 3, rather, is to expect and accept that there are going to be roadblocks, okay? Accept and expect that there will be roadblocks, because things are not always going to go the way we want them to go. We are going to come up against with obstacles. We are going to have challenges. There are going to be things that we did not anticipate. We have to go into it knowing that this is the case and being prepared to handle that with equanimity. We also need to be prepared for the good things. There are going to be surprises and other discoveries along the way as well. It's not all bad. We go into situations thinking that when it's uncertain and unpredictable, that everything that we come up against is going to be something that we won't like. That's not always the case. Through situations where there is some unknown, there is some new, there is some different, there's something that we can't anticipate, there are always some good things to look forward to as well. There's always opportunities to learn something new, to do something that we never would have thought of doing if things had continued in the way that we expected them to go. So that's step 3, to expect, accept, and to be prepared for not only obstacles, but also surprises and wonderful discovery. Step 4 is to take frequent rest stops. So remember, we're on this journey, we're on this road trip. We have a long way to go. We don't really know where the end is, but we are going to build in some frequent rest stops. And this is where our self-care comes in. We need to actually schedule for opportunities to take care of ourselves along this journey. And those opportunities for meditation, for rest and relaxation, and other forms of contemplative practice. We need to build those in because it's very important, especially in a time like this where anxiety is at an all-time high. We need to make sure that we are planning that for ourselves. And that concludes the 4 steps that I wanted to share with you today. So please be sure to tune in next time for part 3 of this series. I hope you found some value in what I've shared with you. And if you have friends or a PLN who could use this information, please post and share this video with them. And if you found it helpful for yourself, be sure to hit the like button, to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and to leave a comment, as I love to hear from you. Until next time, continue to nourish your most important relationship, the one you have with yourself, because self-care is not a selfish act, it is an act of service. See you soon.